Pig, the Toot Fairy. Once upon a time, there was a clever little pig named Peppa. She was very proud of her teeth. Grunt, grunt, brush, brush. Peppa and her brother George knew how to take care of their teeth. They brushed them every morning and every evening. Peppa and George loved playing dentist. Peppa would pretend to be the dentist, and George would be her assistant. George's toy dinosaur was the patient. "What lovely clean teeth you have, Mr. Dinosaur," Peppa smiled. "Grrr," said George. One day after playing their dentist game, Peppa and George were eating their dinner. Suddenly, something fell onto Peppa's plate. Clatter, clatter. It made Peppa jump. "What's that?" she asked. "Ho, ho, it's a tooth," Daddy Pig laughed. "But where is it from?" asked Peppa. "Why don't you look in the mirror?" said Mummy Pig. Peppa looked. She had a big gap in her teeth. "Oh no!" Peppa cried. "Do we need to go see Dr. Elephant?" "Ho, ho, ho! No," said Mummy Pig. "It's just a baby tooth. It's meant to fall out." "A baby tooth? What's that?" asked Peppa. "A baby tooth is a tooth that falls out when you're young," explains Mummy Pig. "A new one will grow in its place." "What should I do with my baby tooth?" asked Peppa. "If you place it under your pillow, the Toot Fairy will come. She'll take your tooth and leave a shiny new coin," said Mummy Pig. That evening, while Peppa watched the television with her family, she kept thinking about the Toot Fairy. "When I grow up, I want to be a Toot Fairy," said Peppa. Daddy Pig chuckled. "What about you, George?" asked Daddy Pig. George pointed at his dinosaur. "Dinosaur," he growled. "Hee hee hee." "Come on, George," shouted Peppa. "We don't want to miss the Toot Fairy." They both ran upstairs to get ready for bed. "What are you doing, Peppa?" asked Daddy Pig. Peppa was carefully brushing her baby tooth. "I want it to be nice and clean for the Toot Fairy," said Peppa. Snort, snort. Peppa tucked the tooth under her pillow. "Are you sure the Toot Fairy will be able to find it?" she asked. "I promise," said Mummy Pig. "Just you wait and see." "Good night, Peppa and George." "Good night, Mummy. Good night, Daddy. Hee hee hee." "I'm going to wait up all night for the Toot Fairy," Peppa said. "George, let's not sleep." George smiled and nodded. Peppa waited and waited. Snore, snore, snore. She could hear something. "Is that the Toot Fairy?" Peppa wondered. "George," she whispered, "did you hear that?" "Can you see the Toot Fairy?" He climbed down to look at George. He was fast asleep. It was him making the noise. "I'm much better at staying awake than George," Peppa sighed. She settled back in her bed. After a while, her eyes started to close. She quickly opened them again. "I'm going to stay awake and see the Toot Fairy," Peppa said to herself firmly. Snore, snore. "But you're soon asleep." Tinkle, tinkle. What was that? It was a Toot Fairy. "Hello, Peppa," she whispered. "Would you like a coin in exchange for your tooth?" The Toot Fairy gently took Peppa's tooth from under the pillow and put a shiny coin in its place. What a lovely clean tooth, the fairy said. Thank you very much. Flutter, flutter, flutter. The next morning, Peppa found the shiny coin under her pillow. Mummy, the Toot Fairy did come after all, she shouted, jumping up and down. Oh, I wish I had seen the Toot Fairy, Peppa sighed. Next time, I'm definitely going to stay awake all night. Snort, hee hee. The end. What is your favorite part of the story? My favorite part of the story is the Toot Fairy finally came, and Peppa was so happy that she got her tooth. A pig. When I grow up. Today in school, Madame Griselle asked the children what they would like to be when they grow up. She has a basket full of fun hats for them to choose from. The children are so excited. The children are so excited to dress up. They run to the basket. They each grab their items. Madame Griselle, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up, Peppa says. Don't worry, Peppa. You have plenty of time to think about it, Madame Griselle replies. You can use the costumes to help you decide. Rebecca Rabbit knows what she wants to be when she grows up. She wants to be a queen. Queens get to wear crowns and tell others what to do. Emily Elephant wants to be a teacher. Wonderful, says Madame Griselle. Teachers are very important. What is it about being a teacher that you like most, Emily? Teachers get to be in charge, Emily replies. I see, says Madame Griselle. I want to be a police officer when I grow up, says Freddy Fox. The police drive cars with flashing lights and sirens. Me too, says Wendy Wolf. She's dressed up as a sheriff. A sheriff is a kind of police officer who is in charge of all the other police officers. Thank you, Freddie and Wendy. What else do you like about being a police officer? Asked Madame Griselle. They tell others what to do, reply Freddie and Wendy. Next, it was Susie Sheep's turn to share. I like to be a doctor or a nurse, says Susie Sheep. How lovely! Why do you think you would like that job, Susie? Asks Madame Griselle. Because they help someone who is sick to get better, and they tell others what to do, Susie Sheep says. Madame Griselle explains to her students that jobs are more than being in charge. Some jobs like doctors or teachers or a teacher are about helping others. Some jobs are about creating something new like a builder or an artist. Pedro Pony wants to be a superhero. Being a superhero is a very important job. Madame Griselle says you have to run faster than a train, jump tall buildings, and I don't know if I want to do all those superhero things, but I do want to tell bad guys what to do, says Pedro Pony. On the way home from school, Peppa tells Mummy Pig about her day. So tell me what you learned today, Mummy Pig asks. Madame Griselle asked us what we want to be when we grow up, says Peppa. That sounds nice, says Mummy Pig. Not really, Mummy. Everyone knows what they want to be, but I don't. George, do you know what you want to be when you grow up? Mommy Pig asks. Dinosaur, cheers George. You see, says Peppa. Don't worry, Peppa. You have plenty of time to decide what you want to be, Mommy Pig replies. What do you do, Mommy? asks Peppa. I work on my computer, Mommy Pig answers. Do you get to tell others what to do? Peppa asks. No, I don't, replies Mommy Pig. Well, that's no good then, says Peppa. Soon Daddy Pig comes home from work. What is your job, Daddy? asks Peppa. I could tell you, Peppa, but I think you'd find it a bit boring, replies Daddy Pig. I won't. Daddy, please tell me, please, says Peppa. Snort. Well, Peppa, I work in a big office and help plan big important buildings, Daddy Pig explains, and I get to carry a briefcase and wear a suit. Do you like your job, Daddy? Peppa asks. I like it, but not everyone would, Daddy Pig explains. Everyone's different, Peppa. That night, Peppa is still thinking. What can I do when I grow up? asks Peppa. Think of something you like doing all the time, says Daddy Pig. I like jumping up in muddy puddles, Peppa says. Well, Peppa, there aren't many jobs with puddle jumping, Daddy Pig explains. But I am very good at puddle jumping, Peppa says. Yes, I suppose you are, Daddy Pig agrees. When I grow up, I will show everyone in the world how to jump in muddy puddles. That sounds like a very good idea, says Daddy Pig, as he shuts off the light. Soon Peppa and George fall asleep to sweet dreams about dinosaurs and puddle jumping. The end. What is your favorite part of the story? My favorite part of the story is where Peppa wants to be a muddy puddle jumper. Peppa Pig in the Backyard Circus. It's a sunny day. Peppa and her friends are visiting Grandpa and Grandma Pig. Grandpa Pig is using his hammer. Bang, bang, bang. It's a circus tent, says Peppa. Hooray! Everyone shouts. Ooh, says Peppa. Can we see the circus, Grandpa Pig? This isn't a circus tent, says Grandpa Pig. It looks like a circus tent, said Peppa. What is it? It's for Granny Pig's garden party, he says. Peppa doesn't know what a garden party is. Grandpa Pig tells her it's a party where grown-ups stand around and talk. It doesn't sound like fun to Peppa. She has a better idea. Let's put on our own show, says Peppa. We'll call it Peppa's Circus. Granny Pig thinks having a circus at her garden party is a very good idea. Everyone wants to join the circus. Danny Dog wants to be the strong man. Emily Elephant wants to be the juggler. My father used to work in a circus, says Emily Elephant. He did? asked Peppa. What did he do? Peppa knows that sometimes there are elephants in a circus. He was a ticket taker, says Emily. Admit one. Granny Pig brings the dress-up box. There are lots of fun things inside. Danny Dog finds polka dot shorts and a stick-on mustache. My strongman suit, he says. Peppa finds a hat. Pedro Pony finds a clown costume and a horn. Honk, honk! Rebecca Rabbit does makeup. Hold still, Pedro, she says. Everyone is dressed and ready for the show. Grandpa, says Peppa, I don't have anything to do. Well, you could be the ringmaster, he says. What does the ringmaster do? Asks Peppa. The ringmaster is the boss, says Grandpa Pig. Peppa likes that idea. I would be the ringmaster boss, she says. Good, says Grandpa. You can say, welcome to my circus. Come and see the amazing feats of daring do. Granny's guests start to arrive. Everyone crowds inside the striped tent. Welcome to my circus, shouts Peppa. Come and see the amazing feat. The circus begins. Prepare to be scared, says Peppa. Is that a tiger? Grr, meow. Rebecca asked. No, it's Candy Cat. Now watch the amazing cyclists. Squeak, squeak. George, Richard, and Emerald. Here's the strong man, Danny Dog. Danny shows his muscles. He wants to show the crowd how strong he is. He lifts Peppa. Ooh, says the crowd. Now please welcome Emily Elephant, who will juggle 2 potatoes and 1 egg. Toss, drop, toss, splat. When Pedro Pony the clown walks into the ring, everyone laughs. Spray! Ha ha ha! Everyone laughs again. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and elephants, cats and ponies, says Peppa. Thank you for coming to my circus. The end. What is your favorite part of the story? My favorite part of the story is where Danny Dog lifts Peppa. And also I have another favorite part. It is where Peppa says feet, like the foot feet.